Even though I am no longer an avid watcher of MTV, at one point I was. I first became interested in MTV around the age of 10. My friends and I would stay up late to watch programs like Singled Out and Daria, two shows that contained inappropriate content. I continued to include myself in the MTV culture through adolescence and into my teenage years. The most influential show for me was Total Request Live. TRL influenced my taste in music and also my brand choices. MTV had and maybe still does have the power to define cool. Anything that was featured on TRL was definitely worth paying attention to. Today, there are relatively few shows on MTV that focus explicitly on music. Most are reality-based programs. What I want to know is, where did the music go? I chose to analyze the MTV reality show Made, where one fairly average teenager gets made into something, a varsity soccer player, a prom queen, or a rocker, for example. Personally, I think this is one of the better shows the station has to offer, featuring real people trying to achieve attainable goals. I also like the way Made isn't just a makeover show, but instead focuses on the person's talents and feelings. One day, while I was watching an episode of Made on MTV2, I recorded a list of all the commercials featured before, during, and after the program. The commercials were for products such as Thumbplay ringtones, NASCAR Hot Pass, Castrol Syntec car oil, Army recruiting, and LG phones. If you only looked at the commercials and not the show, you would think the target audience is a young adult male one. However, a lot of the current shows on MTV seem to attract female audiences. Shows like The Hills and My Super Sweet 16 all feature beautiful young females living luxury lifestyles many audience members wish they had. It seems to me that by targeting the female viewers during the shows with the product placement technique, advertisers can spend more money targeting male audiences through their commercials, knowing there is a smaller audience. I think one reason MTV has switched to 30-minute programming and moved away from music videos is that young audiences are smart. They know to turn the channel when a commercial comes on. By using product placement in the TV shows, advertisers are still able to catch the audience's attention and influence them. I don't think the characters on MTV represent me at all. They are so fake and not street smart. All of the people on MTV don't look or act like me or any of my friends. We don't have any of the same issues, and me and my friends are a lot more normal than the people on MTV. What is missing are some regular people, not blonde bimbos and guys who go tanning for a living. I watch MTV for entertainment. I usually don't get much out of it other than entertainment, but sometimes I learn something on an episode of True Life. My favorite shows on MTV are True Life, The Hills, and Rich Girls. Music should be important given the channel's title, however I don't find myself overly concerned with the lack of music. That shows to me the channel is more about entertainment, and I get that with the few reality TV shows I watch. I think MTV affects my purchases because when I watch The Hills, the girls have such cute clothing and accessories that my friends and I are always searching for them. After an episode debuted with Audrina wearing a Little Miss Sunshine shirt, 4 of my friends went out and bought the same exact shirt individually.
When I was younger, I used to watch MTV shows such as TRL, Jackass, and The Tom Green Show. The videos showcased on TRL were eclectic and seemed to cater to many different musical tastes. The reality-based shows were also somewhat entertaining. Since then, MTV has gone downhill. The programming resembles flashy, hyper-commercialized how-to guides for the hip. Mind-numbing, prefabricated portrayals of shitbag brats driving around town in their father's cars set to a soundtrack made up of snippets of the next Here Today, Gone Tomorrow musical fad. There is no doubt that MTV has a powerful influence on the youth of America. It is clear when we see assholes like this start dressing like these assholes. And when punk rock used to mean this, but now means this. It is clear that MTV has a stranglehold on the youth of America. It shamelessly preys on an impressionable generation of kids waiting to be told what is cool and where to buy it. MTV does this with a level of evil swagger that rivals that preppy douchebag villain guy from all those 80s movies. So please, Youth of America, for the love of God, stand up and snap out of it and turn off your MTV.
I find that teens and tweens today are more attached to MTV programs than when my generation had been. Based on fieldwork with these age groups, MTV viewers are addicted to the programming and spend more hours in front of the TV than they do on homework. They watch despite their parents telling them they cannot. They watch and emulate the actions and behaviors of their MTV heroes and heroines. They watch and covet what is being shown, a lifestyle or an item. In my Super Sweet 16, since when are 16-year-old kids entitled to extravagant parties, costing more than most people's homes? The characters on this show, despite the gross amounts their parents spend, are rarely even portrayed as grateful. You know it's really bad news when MTV creates a website so the viewers watching the show can easily indulge in this lifestyle, where one can buy the coveted items they see in an episode. And why are the commercials on a show mainly focused on 16-year-old girls aimed towards men with more expendable income? This show has so much wrong with it, I don't even know where to begin or end.